Hey everyone, welcome to the very first episode of Messy Brings Khaos. Let's dive right on in. I'm Molly, and I'm here with my amazing co-host.
Hi guys, I'm Kelly.
And I'm Bree, and we're so excited to finally launch our podcast. We've been talking about it for forever, pretty much.
Yeah, no, seriously, I think we've been talking about this since like pool days, maybe even like 2 years ago, so super excited to kind of kick things off. You may know us, you may know one of us, you may know all three of us, but we figured with the podcast, this being the first one, that we do a little bit of an intro of who we are, how we met, and then reasons why we like wanted to do this podcast in the first place. So yeah, let's why don't we just kick things off?
Okay.
Like Molly, Brita, either one of you just want to tell us and the viewers a little bit about who like you are?
I'll let Molly go first.
Okay.
I'm used to going first. I am the youngest of the group, so usually that gets me in the first place position. So my name is Molly. I'm from the western part of North Carolina, born and raised. Moved out to our area a couple years ago, and that's how I met these wonderful ladies. Growing up, I was big into sports, have a couple of degrees, psychology, a master's in criminal justice, and just really excited to be here and to share the messiness with you guys.
And I'll go next. So I'm Bree. I'm 28 years old. I'm technically from New Jersey. We moved back to North Carolina when I was, I think, 10. And so I've been in the eastern part most of my life. I'm also very blunt. I'm known as the one that's going to tell you straight. I have some wild thoughts. I'm also...
She does. She does.
I'm also in the process of applying to law school, so if that tells you a little bit about my personality. And so, yeah, that's me.
Yeah. All right. Last but not least, hi everyone. I'm Kelly. I'm 31, so the oldest of the group. Went to a small school here in North Carolina. I'm from the central part of North Carolina, probably like one of the most central places in North Carolina, so kind of in the middle of everything. I love my job. I love my friends. Single. And yeah.
Are you ready to mingle?
I think so.
I mean, hey, if it were me, we're ready to mingle.
I'm sure that'll be a part of the messiness that we bring into the podcast. Stories, the mess that made us,
life experiences, bad and messy.
Yeah. So we'll talk a little bit about the chaos that literally consumes our life from day to day. Why don't we talk a little bit about our intro to one another?
Yeah, how we met.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, do we want to go one by one, kind of like our perspectives?
And then
we finish up with the story?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Who wants to go first?
Well, I can go.
Okay.
I can go. So, yeah, pretty much we all met at work, but I met Kelly first, and we were actually teamed together to work on a project. Back then, I was kind of reserved and quiet.
Yes.
I'm the type of person, I go to work, I go home. I don't really mingle.
Period.
Okay? But also, I will say that has to do with your work environment. So I didn't have a good previous work environment, but I did when I worked with Kelly.
Period.
So, yeah, we worked on our project, and we got to go on a professional development conference trip together to New Orleans, and Kelly is exactly who she is. She brings people together, and we pretty much hung out in New Orleans, and I was like, oh yeah, this girl's gonna be a for lifer.
I also learned in that trip that she doesn't walk anywhere. Like, literally got on the little tram.
Yeah, to this day, that is still the truth.
That's still the truth. And then for Molly, we actually worked on the same team. So me and Kelly were on different teams, but we had a project together. And me and Molly were on the same team. And so we were regional people. She worked in a different part of the state as I did, so we didn't really interact in person. So she thought that I did not like her because, y'all, I do have a resting bitch face.
Y'all, when I tell you this girl had the biggest RBF in our team meetings that I couldn't get a read. She also missed one of our first meetings together when we were doing training and onboarding. So something her and Kelly worked on, she left that up to Kelly to do that meeting alone. So I kind of got the vibe like, dang, she really doesn't want to get to know me. But you know what? We went down to our main location, our headquarters for work for a holiday get-together. Yeah. Kelly kind of brought us together then because Bree had brought up the idea of something we have locally called a bar crawl, or we're supposed to. And me and Bree brought it up to me. I thought it was such a great idea because it was happening close to where I was located at the time. And that's kind of when I realized, hey, she doesn't actually hate me. And now here we are today.
And now we have matching tattoos.
Literally. Yeah.
You can't see mine, but it's right there.
It's right there.
Matching tattoos. So
we also live very close to each other.
We do. Literally walking distance from one another.
So altogether, would y'all say it's been, 2-3 years?
Two years. Almost 2.5. We're working on 3.
Yeah, so. I moved in 2.5 because I was 2022. I was August 2022.
Okay.
Same.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm saying. So this is the third. This is the third.
Yeah, this is the third.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's crazy.
So we're here. This is crazy. So Molly kind of interjected a little bit of a story a few moments ago. She said we all came together for New Year's. So we were all down on main campus for a get together for the holidays, and I had already planned something with one of my good friends from college. We had always wanted to do a bar crawl, never did it in college. So we were like, you know what? We're going to get tickets. We saw it online. I think we saw it on Instagram. So we just said, let's just do it. So I go down there. I'm hanging out with Bree. I'm hanging out with Molly. I'm hanging out with one of our other coworkers. And I was like, you know what? Hey, this is something me and my friend are doing. We should make it a whole girls thing. Why don't y'all come? Why don't we all hang out here? Get ready, let's go downtown and let's go to this bar crawl. So we're all in. So we all have our tickets. Now present day, New Year's Eve, getting ready to get Molly's apartment. So excited. We had body glitter everywhere in that apartment. Bree had brought it from home. And
I'm pretty sure that's why I didn't get my security deposit back, if we're going to be honest. I had to pay when I left that apartment, so thank you.
It's fine. I think we now all have a bottle of that body glitter, or at least I know I do. So we are getting in the Uber. We're heading to downtown. We get to downtown. We get to the bar. And it's early. Pretty early, I think. The party didn't start for another, maybe hour.
Hour or two, yeah.
So we go in. There's not really a lot happening. And we're all we're kind of hungry. There's no food. Because in the ticket, it promised, free food. There was a free shot for every single bar that we went to. Because it was free entry to, 4 different bars that night. So we're we're going to go across the street. We're going to grab, a snack before food. And then we'll come back. And so we did that. We came back. Not a lot had changed. There were a few more people from a few more groups going in and out, but not a lot is happening. And then all of a sudden, we're all talking amongst one another, and we hear some chitter chatter about, oh, we think this is a scam. Yeah.
It was, because it was even on the news, y'all.
It was.
Yeah. I also went on a date about almost a year to the day of that bar crawl, and we ended up at that same bar that night. And you know me, funny anecdote to tell on a date. I was here before, and it was actually, I got scammed. What I didn't know was the bartender who was working was also the bar manager, who was also screwed over by the scam, because they didn't know they were supposed to be hosting when everyone else was telling them, hey, y'all's name is on this flyer, you're hosting this event. They're hey, no one told us. And the bar manager that was working that night, she was yeah, we we tried to fix y'all as much food as we could, but we were just losing money on it. And like we couldn't get in touch with anyone. So not only did the residents and those coming to the bar crawl get scammed, the host of the bar crawl got scammed too, because they didn't know they were hosting.
Yeah. It was bad. We stayed there for a little bit. Bree got a whole free
shot. I got a free shot.
From who?
Shout out to Trench Coat Man.
I didn't see this happening. I think I would have been like, Bree, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. I was probably in my own little world.
I was with our other friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know. We did not stay there much longer.
No.
I think after an hour or so, we were like, let's go see if we can find one of these other bars on the list that they gave us to see if maybe we can get in free there. We did. We took an Uber because, again, Bree doesn't walk anywhere.
I don't walk anywhere.
And she did have heels on.
Yeah,
she decided to wear heels.
I did have heels.
I don't remember what I wore that night. I don't think it was heels.
No, you were in that white bodycon
with the
dress
knee-high boots.
With the knee-high boots, because I saw our picture popped up the other day on my memories.
I remember now. That was a lot more comfortable than heels. Well, we go over to one of the other locations and basically, like, begged the bouncer to be like, hey, like, let us, like, we're showing you the receipt. Your name is on this ticket. Can we please get in? Like, do we have to pay, like, the ticketed price or, like, the cover to get in? And we're pretty sure Bree and her
voluptuous
assets are what helped us get into the bar for free. But we appreciate her and all of the things that she brings with her to the table. And that is where we resided for the rest of the evening. We did not try to go anywhere else. We had a couch for a good 30 minutes and then they took those away because the place was getting packed. And this was 2 years ago. So I remember this really well because like there was a big sporting event going on too. And like the big ending was right at midnight and they flipped it and people missed it. So people were mad, but you know, it is what it is. We all got home safely, but I really truly think like, even though it was messy and chaotic of a night, like that was truly like the moment where the three of us were able to like do something like together.
We had this shared experience that no one else was ever gonna believe. And like it was solidified in that moment that like our messiness is bringing us this chaos. Yeah. We didn't know it then, but that would turn into us being here right now with you guys.
2 years later. I am sure the more we get into this podcast, more stories will occur, more messy moments. Some pool memories will come up from time to time. If you were ever in those experiences with us, we might even have some special guests on here from time to time that will share in those memories with us. Strap in for a good time. I'm excited to see what comes of this. I think we had a question, right? Weren't we going to try to do a question that talked a little bit more about like, hey, y'all get to know us a little bit more?
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah. Okay. I can go ahead and read that off for us. Okay. So a question for everyone. Just recently we had a really good conversation, so why not share it with you guys? What's a value you hold strongly and how do you live it out daily? Who wants to start us off?
I can start. Yeah. So the value that I hold probably dearest to me is probably positivity. I try to bring positivity everywhere that I go. I want people to know that they're always welcome. I want to make sure people feel really connected. And I think Bree made a good point earlier. Like I like to bring people together. So people I went to college with, people I work with, people all walks of life, whether they're a friend of a friend or my friend, like I can have a sense of like who I know will get along with one another really well. Hosting parties and having people over, like I can always kind of know who will mesh well. And then even when people are not in the best place or not feeling well, like I try to bring that positivity that turns it around. And then I think when people see that I'm like down or whatever, like I have that same positivity with Brie and Molly or other friends that like they can bring that same positivity to me when like maybe I'm like disengaged or maybe I'm being a little antisocial or introverted because I need to recharge. So just always trying to be that positive light around.
She's our hosting queen.
She sure is.
Purr.
Thanks. Thank you.
I'll go next. So I actually have two values that are like my main pillars, I would say, in life. First being honesty and the second being loyalty. I'm the type of person, I'm gonna ride for my friends. If you mess with her, you mess with me. I'm the one.
She's not playing.
I will speak up on behalf of others. I find that easier sometimes than speaking up on behalf of myself for some reason. Yeah, that was like loyalty. Yeah. Honesty, I'm a straight shooter. I hate like beating around the bush. Just say what you mean and mean what you say and keep your word. So those are like my top two.
Yeah, she don't play.
For me, I would have to say mine's probably like empathy and like being able to put myself in someone else's shoes. I'm sure throughout all the chaos that we're going to talk about, we'll talk about maybe some past traumas and stuff, but we've all been through a lot in our lives. But I really feel like being able to put myself in someone else's shoes and understand their point of view and be able to see it from the other side to best help them. And just really, I've worked in customer service most of my life, most of my professional career is serving the population in some way, shape, or form. So just being able to see it from someone else's perspective and to be able to accept those diverse opinions as they come in.
Yeah. And I feel like we're all like that.
Yeah.
We like to look at different perspectives or what if situations. Yeah. You'll get a lot of that on this podcast. We'll talk about some controversial things, some debated topics. Yeah.
I was literally just about to ask, like, do you want to tell people some of our topics that we're going to talk about? But, like, I literally think you kind of covered that, but I would definitely say, like, we don't want to be, like, your dating podcast or your, like, relationship podcast. Like, we want to kind of cover it all. Like, our big thing is, like, we bring it all to the table. Like, messy, chaotic. Like, we want to bring it to y'all. We want to talk about it. We want to talk about things that we are trying to figure out in our life right now. There's bingo cards that we made over the last week about things that we want to try to achieve and strive for in 2025, whether it be really funny or something serious or career goal oriented, all those things. So yeah, we just hope that you enjoy, you engage. We'll definitely be yapping. I'm sure we'll probably ramble a lot and probably go off track with what we're talking about. But wait, we hope that you learn something from us. Maybe even give us something in return.
Yeah.
Like a comment. If you want to reply to something, we do have our Instagram page now, so you can follow Messy Brings Khaos podcast on Instagram. We'll put up our email soon, so you can send us emails. We'll have our YouTube page up and running. Feel free to reply. If you want to do it anonymously, you can, but like, please make sure you put that in the comments that like, hey, don't share my name. Would love you to talk about this topic to get our perspective. Or if you have something that you want to reply maybe with something that we said. Maybe you didn't like what we said. Maybe Bree was being too blunt for you that day.
So sorry.
Just let us know. We're happy to hear all of the comments, positive, whatever, criticisms, all the things. Because we're here to learn along with you. So here we go. Enjoy our Messy Brings Khaos. Where we bring everything.
Bring everything to
the table.
Catch you next time on Messy Brings Khaos. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.